not work anymore.
I forgot that was funny.
The bootleg the bootleg Simpson too.
Yeah, that was one I was surprised they managed to get. But I guess Fox is now under Disney, isn't it? I guess that's how they got it. Because Simpsons are on the Disney Channel.
He says, "I Kachunga."
I Kachunga.
Sorry, if you want us to stop, we won't spoil it. But I just, out of context.
It is so low down on my list of movies to watch. Like, I want to see it, but I'm more excited about the Nicolas Cage movie, and I want it to come to streaming so fast.
Which one?
The
Cage.
What is it called? Indisputable Talent or Unbearable Talent or something?
Yeah. Yep, that one looks good. I got a buddy who's trying to watch every Nick Cage movie.
In preparation for that movie, right?
Well, no, he's just doing it. Which, have y'all seen Mandy?
I don't think so.
No.
If you're looking for a over-the-top, violent, weird movie with Nick Cage in it, that's a good one. There's a chainsaw sword fight in it.
Yes.
So there's a movie coming out with Brad Pitt where he's an assassin on a bullet train in Japan, and it's like he's dealing with a bunch of other assassins trying to get this like I'm interested. It seems very kind of out there, kind of Kill Bill-ish, and a little bit of Mandy, like of just absurd.
Heck yeah.
Like we'll see where it goes though, because
yeah, you never.
Assuming it's only the three of us, because Chris is a coin toss, and I don't know where D's at.
Piano.
What
Gotta get that piano.
What do y'all want to play?
I don't know.
Like, we got Microscope going, but we also got Monster of the Week going. But I'm hesitant to, dive further into Microscope without D.
Right.
Unless we just start a whole new one. Which I don't mind, because that was pretty fun last time, and I think we've got a better idea of what we're going.
I think we got a better thing of it, and we won't have, no offense to Chris, but he got stuck on the meme.
He always gets stuck on the meme.
Well, what is the other game? They did it on a Taz.
Oh, Long Winter.
Yeah.
I want to play that, but I bought something else instead today.
What'd you buy?
I bought Blades in the Dark.
Blades in the Dark. Blades. Not Blades of Glory, even though it's a decent movie.
I would watch Blades of Glory again.
Evil had Productions.
It was $15 on Amazon, and I was.
Oh, is this for everybody's like a thief?
Yeah. Everyone's a different kind of thief.
No, not the Winter Olympics. Just seeing where I can find this fucking...
It's a tabletop role-playing game about a crew of daring scoundrels seeking their fortunes on the haunted streets of an industrial fantasy city. There are heists, chases, occult mysteries, dangerous bargains, bloody skirmishes, and above all, riches to be had if you're bold enough to seize them. You and your fledgling crew must survive or must thrive amidst the threats of rival gangs, powerful noble families, vengeful ghosts, the blue coats of the city watch, and the siren song of your scoundrels' own vices.
You know how we can make this tie into the main Monster of the Week group?
I always want a good tie-in.
This can be the live-action TV show that's being shot in the neighborhood, but we're playing out the actual TV show episodes.
Like every night, Barry turns in to watch the show.
Well, he watches Baywatch, but I'm like, you know.
Actually, it wouldn't be every night. It would be every, like, I don't know. It'd be pre-mystery. Watch it in the morning.
Well, okay, so it could be the Flash equivalent, where it has gone too long and the quality of the show is dipping, and Kevin Smith has written too many episodes for it.
Yes. Oh, they need to kill off the Flash.
Okay, so I saw that comparison of like season 1 CGI to what like special effects are happening now in the show.
Yeah.
Holy shit. Just people on green screen doing this the whole time.
Why don't they just reuse footage?
You can't, because you won't get the new characters in it.
They ticked me off because they canned Legends of Tomorrow right when they introduced Booster Gold, which I've been waiting for Booster Gold for.
No shit, I would watch it for Booster Gold.
Do you know?
Yeah, Donald Faison was going to be Booster Gold. It was awesome. I was so excited, and then they canceled the show. Made me so mad. That was the best thing. That was the best reveal that they've had in a while. I was so excited.
You still have hope for the Blue Beetle?
Yeah, and he could show up there since they're friends. So
what's the Blue Beetle? I mean, I know what the Blue Beetle is, but what is that? Is that?
Yeah, they're doing
development.
Jaime Reyes Blue Beetle as a movie.
Yeah,
on HBO Max.
Costume looks really good too for it. Seen the
it's not Ted Kord. It's Jaime Reyes, so the one with the symbiote, not Ted Kord.
Gotcha.
Which I heard Ted Kord makes an appearance, so if there's a Ted Kord appearance, we might get a booster.
Possibly, yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Just I've been waiting for Booster to show up ever since they announced Legends of Tomorrow and Rip Hunter, and they unveil him and cancel the show. Just frickin' ticks me off.
I think they waited too long to pull that lever, though.
They did.
Booster Gold.
Well, I know that what's his name? The guy who produces all those has been trying for years to get Booster on a show or in a movie, and I think he always gets claimed as a character in some other project that winds getting up canned. So he never makes.
Like, honestly, who wants to make a Booster Gold movie? He is not well known enough to make money. I want to see him, but like, why is someone dangling him out in the distance?
I don't know. I mean, because like the Legends of Tomorrow storyline would have been perfect, because that's one of my favorite Booster Gold storylines is when Rip Hunter picks him up and makes him go through. He has to, turn down the Justice League and then in secret, like, right all these historical wrongs to save the Justice League, but he can't let anybody know. And he winds up, like, getting involved in all these significant DC events, but nobody knows. You see it from his perspective, him and Rip's perspective of how it was really interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Especially because, he's so, kind of out there and all about himself, and the fact that he can't tell anybody about what he's actually doing. Everybody, big piece of crap. Yeah.
They pretty much killed Booster Gold's character in Cry for Justice. Or, no, wait, no. What is it? Crisis in Need, I think it was. The one with the mental health thing, and they pretty much made Booster a fucking psychopath.
Huh.
Oh,
so,
and on some stuff.
Yeah, what was it called? It was, Heroes in Crisis.
Okay.
So,
another crisis.
So this happened in 2019, and essentially it kicked off because for Batman's birthday, Booster Gold went back in time and saved Batman's parents, creating a
Why
Domino effect.
did they do that?
And it caused him to experience shit like Hal Jordan killing himself in front of him, and all sorts of other just fucked up stuff.
Oh, wow.
And he fixes the timeline, but this causes him to have PTSD, and he's still not right when Heroes of Crisis happened because he thinks he caused whatever happened in Heroes of Crisis, but he didn't. And him and Harley Quinn are like on the run from the Justice League, and like this, and it essentially just made him a fucking nutcase, and they haven't fixed him.
Huh.
Well, then he's ripe for redemption.
Yeah. Sit off the shelf for a little while. You can come back.
We might get him in Young Justice.
Oh.
With all the time travel shenanigans going on.
Oh, I'm behind on those episodes. I need to catch up on the new season. But I think I missed something. I gotta start it over again because didn't Superboy die, or didn't they think he died, and then like the next episode he's sitting there and nobody's surprised by it? I was like, what the hell? Did I miss something?
Yeah,
and so, yeah, I'm gonna have to rewatch it.
It's funky, and then you spend so many episodes just like there's like 3 episode arcs with the different founders of the Young Justice, and then it's finally coming back together.
Yeah, I got real confused. I was like, what did I miss? Because weren't they just like out on Mars and he died? And going back all messed up. I remember that. I got that. I remember he was kind of being a jerk, distant jerk the whole time. I've watched about 3 or 4 episodes, I think.
It's frustrating. Like, I think it doesn't help that they also introduced a shit ton of characters and outsiders that are still around that don't need to be there. Like, there's several subplots of characters that they have no relevance to the rest of the fucking story other than being character studies of young teen, problems and identity and stuff. And I'm like, yeah. It's like, yes, this is stuff that should be good, but if the person that you're talking about has no relevancy to anything.
What I want out of Young Justice is I just want Nightwing all the time.
Yeah, he doesn't even get a 3 fucking episode arc.
Like, it should be Nightwing and the Young Justice, because all I care about Nightwing.
Aqualad got 3 episodes, Zatanna got 3 episodes. I actually really like Zatanna's stuff.
Zatanna's fun.
Rocket got 3 episodes.
I don't care about Rocket.
Yeah, I'm a bigger fan of all the magic and the mystery stuff in DC. Time travel with Booster Gold, Zatanna, I like Zatanna a lot. Constantine.
Have you seen
the whole House of Mysteries
Constantine movie?
No. Not in years.
Okay, I think it just came out. It's like Constantine in the House of Mysteries, and it's.
Oh, I thought you said Aquatine.
No. So it's like him
wow, they made the move.
It's him being punished for what he did during Darkseid War or whatever it was.
Mm-hmm.
Because he told Flash to restart the timeline.
Huh. Is that on
Paradox shit?
Is that DC Unlimited have that? Or
I don't know.
Yeah,
it should be
Max.
HBO Max.
Yeah, it's on HBO Max.
Yeah.
I haven't watched it yet, but it's on my list.
HBO Max also has all of Venture Brothers, which I need to rewatch because I never saw the last 2 seasons, and I heard.
Oh, really? That show is so good. I mean, it sucks that they take so long in between, but it's also kind of good because we've had it for so long, and it's still interesting and funny.
It's not Constantine City of Demons. That's something else, right?
I think that one's. Let's see.
Was it The Long Winter, the name of the thing they used in Adventure Zone to build a world?
Yes.
I can't find anything about it right now. I'm trying to see if I can buy a book for it.
Challenge accepted.
Yeah. Also, I'll say I don't know if you're hockey people, but Avs are going to Stanley Cup. Happy about that.
You got to go to the Stanley Cup.
The Colorado Avalanche are. My team is.
Oh, sweet.
It's called
Yeah.
Quiet Year.
Oh, why did I think it was the long winter? Or was that like the sub arc?
God, the game it's $52.
Why is it 52?
Unless you buy the PDF and then it's $8.
Oh, I see why it's so much, because it comes with like a burlap bag and all the cards, event cards.
Can I just get I just want a deck of cards and some rules. I didn't realize they sold Monster Hearts. That's fun.
Where?
I'll post a link. If I can find it.
Oh, the game Monster. Gotcha. Yeah, I've been calling it the long winter for so long. I'm like, did I have the Berenstein Bears effect happen?
Oh, if you are living in poverty and cannot afford the game at its full price, use the discount code affordable. I'm not living in poverty, but I want a more simplified version of this game. I don't need a burlap sack or a pretty game or whatever these dice are.
Tomorrow's I'm sorry if I just keep bringing up random topics. Tomorrow's the E3 replacement for this year, the Jeff Keighley Summer Games Fest.
Is it going to be tolerable?
It's gonna be as tolerable as the Game Awards.
So I'll skip it. Like they're not going to announce anything interesting. Everything that's interesting is already announced.
No, I think they mic dropped a bunch of shit during the Game Awards because he has a lot of connections. There's a rumor that Kojima's going to drop a new game. And then I was happy to see Homeworld 3 got a trailer during the Game Awards, so I'm hoping for more kind of like not indie games, but kind of more niche games getting announced.
Give me some Elden Ring DLC.
They did do a lot of Elden Ring stuff during the Game Awards, so...
Yeah, I'm ready for some new content in Elden Ring.
You know, I'll be excited for you guys if you get Elden Ring content. I'll help with your excitement, even though I will never play it.
You should. We could do co-op. And don't worry, I'm also awful.
No, I've played enough Souls games to know that they're just not my jam. Like,
I had not played. I played Sekiro before, but I had not played any of the Souls games before Elden Ring. Even though I have some that I picked up for cheap, through Steam deals and stuff. So I went and downloaded, I think 3, and started to play it, and it didn't pull me in as much as Elden Ring did.
No, and I really liked Bloodborne. If we can get a Bloodborne 2, I might give that a go, but I doubt it.
I like Bloodborne's setting.
Yeah, that's what kind of kept me going. I finished Tiny Tina's Wonderlands.
Is it good?
It's pretty good. When you beat the main story, it becomes a roguelike, where you go through like dungeon challenges and stuff to farm loot. So instead of you trying to farm loot by save scumming, like they just give you a way to just run through challenges. Yeah, they give you a currency, and then you go to these bunny rabbit statues that hork out loot depending on how much gems you give them. It's pretty good. Solid recommendation. I haven't played the DLC yet, but people are saying the DLC is pretty sparse.
I should go for free on Epic Game Store soon, right?
Well, you missed out on Borderlands 3. That was free.
I got
I
that.
just didn't care about Borderlands 3 because 2 was a letdown to me.
Well, 2 is a letdown. 3 is a good... Because everybody holds 2 as the... For people, it goes 3 to Tales from the Borderlands pre-sequel, 1, and then Tiny Tina's somewhere.
Like, I just played so much of 1, and the story was so good. Or at least maybe it wasn't good. It was enjoyable.
It was grounded, but when the fantastical stuff happened, yeah. Because I played 1 again through the remake, and the game is clunky. Even after the remake, there was a lot to about, but I think I think it was very enticing with its mystery and stuff, and I think 2 built on it, and then 3 MacGuffined to high heights. It's like, oh, okay. Not a sponsor, but Epic Game Store has Wolfenstein: The New Order for free until tomorrow.
Meh.
All you have to do is click a button. What do you mean, man?
Just I'm not like I can click a button and add another game to my inventory that I'll never play.
Yeah.
And it's just like it's hard enough to scroll. Alright, I'm pulling out a couple books, we're gonna play something. I got Microscope, I got Monster of the Week. I'm ready for either.
Oh.
Is that someone in our chat? No.
Check in.
I don't think so.
Let's do Microscope. Let's do a brand new Microscope.
Okay.
I'm making a executive decision
Yes, sir.
because it was fun.
It is fun.
I haven't done it yet, so I'm looking forward to it.
Let's see. I need to open up a Google Sheet. Do that the right way this time. Create a new file. We'll call it Microscope 2, the sequel.
The Revengeance.
Revengeance. We'll do Microscope 3, Revengeance, and then Microscope 4, the beginning. Okay, I'm going to post a link to it. And the doobly-doo. Request access to it as you do.
Lisa, can I have some more?
I should just create a folder that we all just have access to. That would be smart. Too bad I'm an idiot. Alright, my phone tells me before Chrome does. The Water Elemental
It's me.
is a editor.
Got close. Where are you?
I still need to watch Super. I looked down at my phone and it's got Superman Red Sun. I still need to watch that.
To watch what?
Superman Red Sun.
I think the comic was better.
I think the Injustice comic book was way better than the thing they did.
Hey, remember when they did The Long Halloween, but half the movie wasn't The Long Halloween? It was a weird thing with Batgirl and Batman having a sexual relationship with each other? Because I will never forget.
That was pretty annoying. It was unnecessary.
All right. Did you get my request?
Negative. Oh, wait. I got an email about your request. I gotta.
Yeah, it said that they emailed you. I don't know why.
But like, it didn't give me any, or it didn't notify me of an email for Justin. Okay, so here's the thing, butts.
No.
Mission accomplished. Okay, so Microscope for your benefit, Brett. Microscope is a game about creating a history, a world, and not just a world in a moment, a world in its history.
Mm-hmm.
Multiple events that kind of shape its history. And the very first step that we do is we create a one-line sentence that describes what we're describing. The previous game we did, it was a dark and stormy night, and the entire game ended up being dark, stormy, and waterlogged.
Okay.
And we had a lot of lore for the tree people and no one else.
Exactly. Examples listed in the book include an ancient empire rises and falls, cavemen at the dawn of time found their first civilization, mankind leaves a sick earth behind and spreads out to the stars. So, what is... Let's brainstorm as a team a good one-liner for this train wreck of a world. Hopefully it'll be not less chaotic, but less war-like and assassination-filled than the last one.
Okay, so go ahead.
Go ahead. You've heard.
Well, I was just going to ask a question. So
Sure.
I was just going to ask. This is a line that sets the scene.
It sets the stage for like the entire history.
Okay. All right.
So like, more examples include 3 nations are united as a single empire. Refugees carve out a new life in a distant land. A new force changes society, wiping away old values. And when we talk about like the history, it can be like a broad history, like we did in the last game. That was like a million fucking years. Or it could be the rise and fall of a civilization over like 200 years.
Okay.
Or it can be the rise to space or something. So, the big picture. It says pick something big. You want a lot of time and space to work with. Don't worry if your idea seems too simple or uninteresting. That's normal at this stage.
Humanity travels the stars in space locomotives.
Ooh, space locomotives. I like this.
Why do they travel the stars? I guess that's for later.
I don't know. I just thought, space trains would be kind of dope.
I'm kind of picturing Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy with like, we're gonna destroy Earth so we can put it in a space highway.
Sorry, P90X, we got a new locomotive train station coming up. You're gonna have to move. And by move, I mean destroy the planet. You know what? The whole train thing now, it's been done. Rick and Morty did it.
I mean,
they had a space train?
Yeah, it was the story train.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Simpsons did it.
Simpsons did it.
Mankind takes to the stars via train.
I think that I don't think we've explored modern, we've explored fantasy. I don't think we've explored space in our worlds.
Let me throw this out there for you then. How about steampunk in space?
In space, no one can hear the steam.
No one can hear your steam.
In space, no one can hear the steam whistle.
Well, what if they're inside?
The Polar Express, but in space. It's just creepy Tom Hanks.
That's a weird face. Like,
Tickets, please.
Let's do space. We do way too much fantasy, I think. Should we leave Earth behind, or should we be faced with like an alien threat?
Let's start with exploration.
You don't want to. Okay. You don't want to get attacked by aliens just yet.
I think we should meet some aliens. We should run into them first before they attack us.
We'll go to the meet and greet and we'll do something offensive, and they'll be like, "Fuck you! Get the lasers." And if we had to roll dice, we don't have to in this game, but if we had to roll dice, that charisma check would be poor.
What about unearthing like an alien technology?
Does that allow us to go to space, or did we find it when we were there already?
It allowed us to travel outside of our solar system.
Okay, so we may have discovered advanced technology on like Mars or something.
Maybe,
I
yes.
was going to say the moon was hiding a deep secret of the deep secret of space flight. Because
Okay.
that's why we haven't gone back, is because we're afraid of whatever's up there in the end. So
how about mankind discovers the outer worlds via alien tech?
Okay. That's a good starting point.
I don't think it's a good anything, but what we got right now, we could workshop it.
Yeah.
Step 1, big picture. And when they discover the outer worlds, I think that gives us the ability to like do anything in space. We can discover conflict, we can discover orgies, we can discover bad cartoons. It's a thing.
Heck yeah.
I never said this channel was PG-13. I might have actually.
Let's what if there was a price to using the alien technology, though?
That is definitely something we can talk about in the next couple of sections. That feels like a palette item.
Okay.
The palettes are step 3, where we'll discuss things that absolutely have to be in the story and things that cannot be in the story.
Okay.
So, do we want to move on to step 2 then? Is this a tolerable step 1?
yeah, I think that's a good start. Like, it's not like as well written as the examples, but it's going to get us to space.
It's going to get us to the fun part, which is the palette stuff. Step 2, bookend history. History is divided into periods. So there's a bunch of periods. Each period is a large chunk of time, probably decades or centuries. Describe how your history begins and describe how your history ends. We're bookending, or like the thing says, we're bookending it. We're talking about what happened first and what happened last.
Okay.
And an example of a period is mankind makes new life among stars, which is super convenient for what we're looking at. And then the end is humanity stagnates, isolated, and alone. The caveat to this is we have to set a tone for each period. The tone is either light or dark. Light is something good happened. Dark is something tragic or bad happened.
And so the is the bookend like the end of existence or like the like all written history for the world, or is it just like the period in time in which we want to just end talking about?
It's the end of our story.
Okay.
It doesn't have to be we don't have to do this civilization's rise and fall into nothingness if we don't want to.
Okay. So it'd definitely be the start of the history because we care only about the space stuff. It's the the creation of the first alien human hybrid spaceship or something. I think would be the best course of action.
So then the we would say the first one is like mankind's first alien human hybrid.
You're right.
I am right. It doesn't look right. Hybrid ship takes to the stars.
What do you think?
Or bet? There's probably something better there. There's probably also something spelled better.
No, Mankins. Mankins first alien.
We're not humans. We're mankins. Or do we want to say like mankind discovers alien technology? Do we want to like ramp up to going into space, or do we want to just be like we've already got it, we're going to space?
Second moon landing discovers the moon was a hangar the whole time.
That feels like an event and not a period.
Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, that's a good question. Should we begin with finding the tech, or should we begin with using the tech?
I think with finding the tech, because I'm not trying to go too much of Star Trek, but really the Federation or humanity really kind of only got the eyes of the Vulcans when we did that first test flight.
Mm-hmm.
So kind of that kind of premise of like, humanity was still a child until we took our first steps into space.
Mm-hmm.
So if it's a period and not an event of mankind discovers alien technology, does that mean like the moon is completely riddled with it and we had no idea?
Yeah, there's just crap laying everywhere.
Like, some alien species thought our moon was the dump.
Was a dump.
And we were like, ooh, what is this? And it's an alien microwave.
Yeah, it's like, what is it? It's, what is it? Like one of those not shipping containers, like the storage locker auction shows. Where we get to the moon and then we bust open the lock of like this ancient like hangar, and it's like baseball cards, some clothing from 1970, that kind of shit, and we're just like, this shit's the best stuff ever. It's backwards compatible, but to them it's just like we just found someone's old Tiger Electronics game, and we're like, that's the biggest fucking thing ever.
So that feels like a light thing. That feels like a happy thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do we want to end on happiness or end on darkness?
Hmm.
What do we want the ending to be? Do we want like everybody's in intergalactic peace, or do we have like whatever humanity and other races set up just fall apart?
Or humanity destabilizes the outer world society of all the other aliens. We come in and we're so bad at everything, we just ruin it.
Or the fact of like the other races find us evolving too quickly, so we get the boot, and so everybody turns on us.
That sounds like something from somewhere. Is that like a...
It's not Mass Effect.
It's not Mass Effect? It sounded like... I was thinking Mass Effect.
So Mass Effect is we got our Mass Effect drives. We go to the council and we kind of kick down the door, force ourselves onto the council, start forcing ourselves like we ascend too quickly before the Reapers show up, and then we kind of just like whoop, because of Shepard. But this is like the opposite. It's like, what happens if we come in, try to force our power, try to force everything, and they're like, you just need to leave. You're second-class citizens now. Bye.
Humanity is banished from the outer worlds.
It's a pretty dark ending.
Space exile.
Exiled is better than banished.
Banished to the shadow realm of space.
We'll have to figure out what they did to get banished. Like,
I think we should be banished for like 2 solar generations, which is like 1,000 years or whatever. Like humanity's like not allowed to be part of the.
it's like,
Conflict
go
for
figure
1,000 years.
out your shit, please.
Yeah.
Do some soul searching. We'll see you. We'll be long dead before we see you again.
Go to your room and no Nintendo Switch for the next 1,000 years.
But Dad.
But no buts about it, St. Lord.
Okay. Then step 3 is the palette. I feel like we had the most fun with the palette last time.
Oh, it was great.
So in the palette, we make 2 columns. We're not going to make columns. We're going to make lists. Yes and no. And we're going to go in a circle.
Triangle.
Triangle. And each person during their turn can either say, yes, this is a thing we're going to have, or no, this is a thing that we're not going to have. And then it goes to the next person. And it goes in a circle until someone says, I don't want to put anything else. And then it finishes that rotation and we're done with the palette.
Okay.
So if you could say, I want space monkeys, and I say, I don't want anything else. And Justin's like, okay, we only have space monkeys and either one thing or not one thing. With that in mind, Justin, would you like to go first?
Yes. Space trains.
Hold on. I'm trying to make it a dotted list. There we go. So, is all space stuff, or is all space travel done on space trains?
I'm thinking so because
Or all human space vehicles on trains?
we have modified it in our context of trainways, and I don't know how the space propulsion works. It's not warp drive, but we have to use like monorails type systems to build up momentum in space to hit light speed. So I figure, if you're going to do that, make it a straight line instead of ships that are like classy. We're like, no, the most efficient is a fucking train. Public transit.
So, how does this sound? The moon has a bunch of rail systems that do laps around it, and to get enough speed to launch and go to hyperspace, you have to do like one full lap around the moon on this rail system that just shoots you off into space.
The moon was literally just a fucking New York train station. No, it's the Thomas the Tank Engine train station.
Yes!
I got fucking excited over.
Do all the trains have faces?
I don't know. Is that a yes or a no column? Whoever turn it is. They have AI. That's how we do it.
Yes.
Space Thomas the Tank Engine all have AI.
Do you want to combine that with yours? Space trains with AI?
Yeah.
I'm going to go next to give Brett an example of a no. And I say no magic.
Thank you.
Okay.
We're not doing any more bullshit. Everyone gets laser guns.
Are we okay? So here's a follow-up question to no magic. Are we saying like no literal magic, or are we talking about anything that could be essentially a system of magic, like bionics or like psychic wave field dampeners or other bullshit? Or are we saying like there's like this is all tech, no fucking alien psychic
I'm okay
shit
with like
bullshit?
aliens having psychic abilities because I don't consider that magic. But like humans are humans.
Right.
They're not. We're not running into space and chucking fireballs.
Okay. So yeah, we're not like doing literal magic. But if some alien tech gives you the ability to shoot a fireball out of your hand, it would have to.
It would be like a gauntlet that manually makes the fire.
Okay.
And there are much better ways to kill someone than making a fireball
In space.
In space.
In a vacuum.
Yeah. Like, nothing good can come from this. Why would you do it? All right, Brett, you're up.
Okay. Let's see. So we got trains with AI. Magic. How about let's say that get back to the trying to think of like using this technology. Let's say technology affects. There's a price to using the technology for humans.
It's a cost. Like
Something
do we
happens.
develop cancer, or
I don't know.
is it different for every person? Or is it like a natural resource that we don't have a lot of?
Or it's just very select throughout the galaxy.
Yeah, let's say. So, like, if the fuel required is controlled, the fuel is controlled by an. Oops.
Like access
Like
to the fuel?
the governing body.
Is it the human governing body, or is it the extraterrestrial
No, it's
body?
the body alien.
And so in our space garage, we had just enough to get out there and
Yeah, it's largely they largely control it. We had some, and we had there's ways to get it, but to get significant amounts of it, the only way you could get it really is through this governing body.
Okay.
So that's how they could exile us. They could cut us off.
Well, I was gonna. I originally was gonna say no to one universal governing body because everything's like all aliens get together under the Federation or the Citadel Council. It's just like no.
Well, let's see.
I could see it being like a trade federation, but it's not like a governing one. It's just like, well, we're just going to use economics to push you out of the system for 200 years.
What if
Like
there's
space
like
stations.
multiple governing bodies? Just one of them has access to the fuel.
That's what I was thinking. Like, there are trade factions, but there is not a government, multi race government.
So this is very capitalistic.
Yeah, so I'm going to say no diplomatic factions / governing cross.
There will still be politics.
Yeah.
It'll just be with dollars instead of.
Hey. I could just see like this sweaty goblin like alien pull it up in like a space cart like floating through space with the human space train or whoever's trading him to be like, "Oh, what are you doing? You need some plutonium? I got some plutonium right here." And he shovels it in like a bag and like floats it across, and then they grab it and they put it in the space engine where they still shovel it because space train.
Because it's a train. And this is a highly desired job to shovel plutonium into the train.
No, prisoners. Like, they know it's radioactive, so that you get sentenced to, you got to do one stint shoveling coal and your system's done. If you survive, you get to stay. But you most
And you
likely
got
gonna
cancer.
get cancer. It could be dark and gritty.
Yes, it could be. We'll say yes to universal, literally universal healthcare.
Except for Earth.
Except for Earth. We can't
They
have
don't
nice
understand
things.
Well, they just don't understand our body physiology.
No, just the United States. It's all of Earth and all the aliens, but the United States.
It's one of those, like, political graphs. It's like, notice how the United States is the only one with this, and it's just like listing off all the other like planets with there can't, and then it's like rest of Earth, and then it's like United States, which is like 2 or 3 states that just did not want to conform to the rest of the world government. It's like Texas, Oklahoma, and like
Mississippi,
Florida.
Mississippi,
or Alabama, one of those.
Yeah, it's just like 3 states that for some reason are like, nah, we're not joining. Using some sort of loophole.
They ban looking up at the stars.
Don't you? The only star you need to be looking at is the stars on our Texas,
Better
Mississippi,
not see you
Oklahoma flag.
looking up into the atmosphere. That better not be a look along, and I see.
Don't tread on me and my rail guns. And it's like a 1940s like alien like ray gun. It's like it's still just a normal cowboy who's got one of those.
And he didn't get those weapons from space. He raided Area 52 to get them.
It became a museum, and they just stole it out of the gift shop because it's just, you know, there for
They
everybody.
stole it out of the gift shop because anyone can just buy one in Texas.
Where's Area 51? It's not in Texas. It's like New Mexico, right?
Yeah. Area 51?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Texas
the name
took
of that
over,
place.
New Mexico.
There's a great internet historian did a great documentary about the events that led up to the Great Raid on Area 51 and how that blew out of proportion and what happened when
I forgot about that.
yeah.
What even happened to that?
So it's a great watch if you watch the full documentary thing. But the kid who originally started the Facebook group got deals to hold a music festival nearby, and he's working with another lady. And then they split, and there were 2 other groups. And I think Four Loko or like Bud Light tried to put on their own venue. So there were 3 different events going on around Area 51, and then a bunch of people went to the actual front gate of Area 51 for peaceful goof-offs. So there were parties and stuff happening, and then there were people at the main thing. There were some arrests, from what I've heard, but...
That sounds like a cluster. 3 different parties going on.
in a small town that could barely hold 200 people. Oh, we're getting a yes. Thank you.
Not like if ever we just need a different type of alien, absolutely it exists.
Right. We're not
we need a
held up
Dorito
to...
flavored frog monster. Done. It's an alien.
Cheetos, and I'm cheesy good, and they just pull up like in a shopping cart and like, hello. It's very cartoony.
Let's see. Let's see. trying to think of.
What do you think? I gotta go check out my 3D print. Oh,
No.
You don't have to alternate between yes and no unless you want to.
Okay. I'm just trying to think of. So we got space trains, unlimited aliens. We've got what appears to be an economic. Okay, let's see. Well, I had something. No.
think out loud. What do you got? What were you thinking? What...
Let's see. So,
Can
I was thinking.
modify mine.
It's not humans with ridges.
Exactly. They have to look fucking bonkers.
Okay, so we've got a space trains, fuel controlled by an economic kind of capitalist system. All the aliens we can come up with.
Is Earth militarized? Is it under one government?
I don't know what would be fun with the Earth. I think,
Is it not under one government and some backwater country discovered the stuff on the moon?
yeah, I say, some Earth.
Did they think it's fake? Moon landing was a picture show.
They're essentially like Amish or Mennonites, but just for space tech. They're fine up until cell phones, and then they're like,
yeah. And let's say,
Are they like racist to aliens?
no, they're very welcoming. They just don't believe in space travel. Well, I'm sorry. That is not my place to say.
Well, it's your turn next, so if you don't describe it, I'm going to. In the southern U.S.
or not wild isn't really often or just or okay. So there are some areas that resist the alien technology, the space travel, all the things that the humans are doing. And these areas, because most of humanity has bought into this, so they're not highly dense areas. There are a lot of people there, but they're not densely packed. It's kind of like crazy mountain folk people, kind of.
I see New Zealand being one of these holdouts.
See who?
New Zealand.
Oh,
Just like
we see small pockets. New Zealand, some of Australia, Texas.
yeah.
North Korea.
Nobody told North Korea.
They invited.
They don't even know.
they're still stealing people's cryptocurrencies for card games. All right, I got another no, but I think this is a great way to stop some dumb plot points.
Yes. No transpoders.
Okay, it wasn't giving me a fucked up squiggle. I'm like, what's wrong? It says it's fine. Yeah, I'm thinking like it's more action packed if you have to use, you know, escape pods or anything like that. It can never just be like, let's teleport. It could be a thing with like no magic, but I just think it's like that. That is like,
Well, teleportation can be like technology, but eliminating it as a technology option, I think it makes things
More
more
tense.
intense.
yeah,
Like
'Cause anybody
travel
can
is
just-
meaningful.
yeah. There's a lot of like play stuff. It's like, yeah, we'll dimension door out. It's like, no. It's like you want to board this ship, you have to get off this ship, or you have to land this ship, or you're gonna crash this ship.
There's a game right that's out right now, right? That's like boarding spaceships and like smuggling things out of them or taking them over. I've seen like TikToks about it, but I haven't seen the name of the game.
No, I don't. Among Us.
I don't think it's Star Citizen. I think it's something else.
No Man's Sky
You
just
can-
added piracy.
Oh yeah, they did just
You
add.
can go in and first person shooter into their. That's cool.
I'm
Yeah,
not
I need
sure.
to play No Man's Sky again.
Um. Yes.
Yes. They're not just space pirates. I want to say space bandits, pirates. I want to I have an image of if we have space trains, I see people like Serenity style standing on top of the train with like magnetic boots with their pistols and stuff like that,
Yes.
riding through space trying to rob a train. I think that would be so fucking dope. And they have like instead of horses, they have like motorcycles riding up onto the side of it.
Like Lobo.
Yes.
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 No, that's fucking. Yeah, the space is scummy, man.
Yeah.
All right, Brett. What you got?
Let's see. So we got space pirates now.
Do we have a space force? A completely inept space force.
It comes back around to me. I got one.
um. Trying to think of something to add to the no, but because I haven't done a no yet. I'm not really sure.
Is there something about our storytelling that we typically do that you don't want in this? Like
Bolts the crowbar
Eastern
or Time Lord.
European accents.
I did ban that in the last microscope. By the way, I did ban that.
I got to pick the accent for the Dwagar in our D&D game, and they're all Eastern Europeans.
I think it would be funny if there was an entire race in this space world. If we ever do, like if the group of like merchants or whatever that you have to constantly deal with is they all have the same accent. So you go down to a whole town and it's just like, hey, how you doing? Hey, Cindy, how are you? Good, Joe, how are you? Hey, is that little Joey Goo Goo Gaga? And they're all like they all have that fucking voice. So you don't have to switch characters. You just got to make sure you say their name first, and then it's just like, yeah, like it's like if a stereotypical Italian was every character in this in a small town. Like I would love it if the entire race is like that.
An entire race of people all have the same accent.
Yeah.
All right, so splitting away from the group or going solo does not immediately lead to your death.
That feels very game mechanic-y.
Being a solo entrepreneur is not. Well, you could spit it into a pot.
Let's see.
Soul factions can't exist in the universe without death.
Or how about? Then we'll put it.
Someone is very popular on Discord. It's not
me.
It's me. It's
Brett, so
I have a group of friends that's what they use. We use instead of text messages.
I wish I could convince my family to move to Discord instead of Facebook Messenger.
It's what was I saying? Oh,
It's okay to go it alone.
yeah.
How can they afford to go it alone?
Piracy.
Yeah, I think there are definitely like some, because we have your space pirates, bandits, criminals. So you've got the group pirates, but then you got like the ones that are like the artists, like the cat burglar type space criminals, and they operate by themselves, so it's okay.
Okay, so it's like solo. What is it called? It's not workers. It's like solo agents.
Yeah.
Or that is a profession. Okay, what you got for us, Justin?
What was I gonna? Yeah, I got distracted and I forgot what I was gonna add.
Space Force.
Oh. Yes, thank you.
Yeah, I was leaving that one open for you too.
That.
Nobody accepts. Are they like not even authorized by any alien government?
They're all rogue. It's just a bunch of people who, from different planets, stuff like, I'm gonna join the Space Inquisition.
Put up on a Reddit page or something.
They're fucking space incels. Oh my god.
Is it every planet, or is it just Earth that's trying to police everyone?
No. This is a faction that this was not even started, but a lot of people in humanity just think it clicks. It's like, all right, there's just a long time ago, this planet's like, let's police the universe. Let's try to police the sectors and stuff.
They set out with nobody. Yeah.
Yeah, but the thing is, they're really shitty people. Like they're essentially like a faction of people trying to promote law and order, but they're just as bad as they're even worse than the actual bandits and stuff stealing, because the bandits have a code, and then these guys, like, they land on your planet, they come to your town, and they're like, yeah, you got to help us out because we're, it's like,
yeah,
we're the space force. And it's like, but you have no authority here.
Yeah.
The government doesn't acknowledge you. We don't acknowledge you. What the fuck are you doing here? So they're just kind of like always pushing. They're essentially a space HOA.
Yes. I love that.
Do they come to tell us to mow the lawn?
Yeah, they come and start enforcing rules. It's like, yeah, your spaceport doesn't have certain safety features in it for A-class motor vehicles, and you're just like, none of that is necessary. There are no A-class vehicles. We don't support A-class vehicles because no one comes in A-class vehicles.
Yeah, like
this is Camelot 4.
They penalize Earth for only having housing for like 1 million non-carbon based life forms. Like, but we don't even have that many that live on Earth. They're all visiting.
Yeah, it's shit like that, and I think that's like I'm not trying to be like, oh, all police bad. I'm like, no, I think this is a group of Karens, space Karens,
Yeah,
that try to like
absolutely.
enforce absurd rules on planets that, yeah, it's. He has a gun, you know. You gotta go by the rules. You can tell I'm dealing with HOA fucking problems because I fuck HOAs.
I'm glad we do not have to worry about HOA.
Very well armed.
Great.
That's the only reason they still exist. Is just like, oh fuck. Well, Timmy's got his ray gun from Texas.
I was debating between very well armed and very well funded, but I don't like the idea of them having money.
No. Okay. Let's see. Mm,
I kind of want the Ginyu Force.
what's that?
I kind of want the Ginyu Force.
Now I have to listen to the Ginyu Force theme.
Let's see.
Is it the same one as the DBZA one?
I'm gonna check right now.
I posted it in Discord. It's good. Especially the soda one.
チームコースターソダとご覧のスポンサーの提供でお送りします。
No. I'm trying to think of like I don't know if I want to. I was thinking of like one super powerful guy that's like a also.
Freezer!
What's that?
Put Freezer or Frieza. There's like a space tyrant
Yeah.
that's like trying to take over the known galaxy, except doesn't care about Earth because it's so bad.
Yeah.
He's like the Empire, the Warhammer Emperor. Is very fucking. That ship just floats in. You're like, this sector's gone. Ginyu Force. Ginyu Force. It's my turn. What do I want to add? I've added a couple of yeses.
I'm trying to think of a no. I just can't.
No vampires. Space vampires.
What is it like? I've been watching a lot of Stargate SG-1, and I'm trying to think what is like the most frustrating thing about that show to me.
Generals?
The military calling the shots.
I don't know that it would be any better with the civilians calling the shots, but
No, it wouldn't.
just be different shitty people. What space stuff have I watched?
Well, you can get over. Actually, I'm going to hold on to it. I've got to know.
That's a good one. That's a good one. Just no time travel.
They did a lot of time travel bullshit, and I'm like, no.
It feels unnecessary. If we're trying to tell a story about a period of time. Can we make the space Karens like the Green Lantern Corps? They have to be fueled by their, I don't know,
Hair
their
perfume.
hair.
No, again, I think it's like an HOA thing, like where it's like they all have this common creed of what they think a good society is, but no one wants to live by it because it's like everybody has their own opinions.
Their creed is like, in darkest night, in brightest day, something about your lawn needs to be...
Darkest night and brightest day. The grass can only grow 3 inches today.
Let's see.
No.
Bam. Got a good one. At least I think I did.
Cool.
We don't need to be dealing with bullshit. Stay focused.
Since you gave me the idea from Stargate, this is tied into that some. So
The Goa'uld. Yes. Okay, so it was never on Earth, just the moon.
yeah,
Okay. So pyramids, all that shit was all us. Okay.
yeah.
Then yeah, that doesn't discount.
Like, the human race is definitely capable. We did our
Right,
own shit.
But someone decided to park a bunch of stuff on the moon, and we found
Yeah. Yeah, we can.
Ooh. What?
Yes, creators of...
Creators of the Earth.
Are something?
How do I want to phrase this?
They're duck people. They were drunk. And they parked their vehicles here.
They're extinct. We don't know who fucking parked it there. No other races were like, we don't recognize this tech. Like, they broke the rules of parking.
Forerunners.
I like that.
That way we just don't have to explain it.
I'm done. Brett, you get the last one.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Wait, do you mean you're done? You're not going to type anything?
I am not
Yes.
typing anything. I'm ending.
Oh, okay. I thought you. Okay.
So you get... We finished the rotation.
Mm-hmm.
And then and then this is the palette.
Okay. So you go one more time, correct?
I do not.
You do not. Oh, okay.
Like
I don't get
declare
to go
I'm
again
done,
either.
And you're
Okay.
done, or then you're the last.
Gotcha. All right. Let's see.
And
Let's throw in something fun.
Herpes.
has been cured. Space herpes.
I was gonna say there's a race of people that have stands like JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, but that's too magic.
I
just-
magic.
Yeah, that's yeah.
It's like bullshit. Is what it
It's
is.
bullshit science because
What, you mean
technically
fucking-
stands are space parasites. Apparently in Stone Ocean, that's how they describe them.
Oh, what?
Yeah, stands and stand users are essentially infected by like alien parasites or whatever in JoJo's Bizarre. Oh, it's definition.
Is this? Has there been another? Wait, is this like manga stuff?
This was in Stone Ocean, which is the current season.
That's the last season, yeah.
Yeah, but it wasn't in like the current. Have they done more of the season on Netflix? I thought they only did they did part of it, but did they add more episodes?
I haven't I haven't caught up
But
with
you
Stone
did.
Ocean.
I'm pretty sure that I watched the end of the season.
I'm checking out Netflix.
I burned through it pretty quick, so
It felt very short.
Does the race still work, Mr. Ernesto?
Oh, it does, but I don't want to risk a demand.
JoJo. Yeah, I've seen all of it. Oh, wait,
Stands
no.
are connected to an alien virus contained in a rock of meteorite that fell in Cape
That's
York,
right.
Greenland. It is explained that the virus can infect people and that most parts kills them, but a few who survive are granted stand abilities.
yep, I remember that.
Weird.
Super unrelated since we're talking about JoJo. I saw a TikTok about the live action My Hero show that's going to be on Netflix. And they want The Rock to play All Might.
Yeah.
And I think that's hilarious.
He looks good at Black Adam.
I really like the Black Adam trailer we got today. That looked fun.
Oh, I haven't watched it yet.
It looks good. I'm excited about Black Adam. I'm excited to see more of Hawkman and of Dr. Fate.
My brother pointed out the actor who's playing Dr. Fate was who is it? It's not Bryan Cranston. No, that's not it. Previous Bond. What's his name?
Actually, I don't know his name. I'm not going to give him a name yet.
Pierce Brosnan.
There's traveling
Pierce
space.
Brosnan.
And he's a good Dr. Fate. Or a good guy that is not Dr. Fate, but the guy that wears the mask. What is it, like Kent Nelson or something?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Hey, hopefully they don't do what they did in Young Justice, where they made him overly Christian out of fucking nowhere.
He's like, they wanted to deep dive into every religion.
They wanted to deep dive into every social thing fucking ever, and I'm like, this. If it was like that from the start, that's one thing, but it's just like action, 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 character study. I believe in magic in Christ.
I don't know that those go together. Wait, was Jesus a magician?
He was also Dr. Fate.
He was Naboo. Or actually, no, he was what the other guy. Jesus was actually Vandal Savage.
Vandal Savage.
Vandal
Oh my god. Well, no, Atlantis is close to, Rome, right?
Yep.
Could be one of his kids. Anyways, Traveling Space Circus sounds fucking amazing. It's like Cloud9 from Battlestar Galactica, the pleasure ship in the fleet.
The pleasure.
Yeah, I'm definitely picturing like it's kind of he's kind of the guy you go to sometimes when all the chips are down. On top of running a space circus, he's kind of that kind of guy.
Okay, so we've done that. That's the palette. This is not a complete list of the yeses. It's not. This is not the only things that will be in our history. It is things that will absolutely be in our history, and also a list of things that will absolutely not be in our history. And things don't exist in the history until they're introduced in an event or something. So,
Okay.
like it's like if it's not on stage, it didn't happen, or it's not happening, kind of thing.
Okay.
So we have until the palette meets brush, it does not exist.
Exactly. Step 4: group decisions are now over.
Okay.
This is all about the individual. Each player now gets... Okay. For the rest of the game, each player makes decisions individually and vast power to shape history. Each player now gets to add more detail to the history, creating a new event or a period. Players can go in any order they want. Last time we went ham wild. We're gonna go in order.
Okay.
Instead of everyone just throwing shit at the wall. That
So what?
felt like
I'm
overly
sorry.
chaotic.
What exactly are we doing again? What was this phase?
So we will be adding more periods,
Mm-hmm.
and periods are like these guys up here, the bookends of history.
Mm-hmm.
So 1 is a period, the first period. 2 is the last period. We'll be putting periods in between.
Filling in between. Okay.
Yes. You have another option, however, which is to add an event. An event is a specific thing that happens inside of a period.
Mm-hmm.
And the example given is like a prince seizing the throne or a colony ship arriving on a new world. To add a new event, decide what period the event is in. If there are any other events in that period, you can put it before or after. An event must be inside a period. Tell the other players what happens during the event. It's either light or dark. We don't need to go ham wild with events and periods, because in the next phase of the game, we will also be able to do that same thing.
Okay.
We definitely went ham wild last time and had 8 billion events and periods.
So should be more like big grand things, like a few big grand things with big grand events, and then we're going to narrow it down in the next step.
Yeah, because under events, there's things called scenes that will go into more detail. Like if, for example, an event was a prince seizing the throne, we could go into like how that happened, like the king was executed or something.
Okay.
And let's just go in the same order we've been going in.
Okay.
Justin, you want to go first? You're next anyway.
I'll start as. Oop, that is not right. Well, we'll start with a fairly light one here. First, yeah, so we've discovered alien technology, and then we'll go first successful, as I spell it so fucking horribly wrong. Cross solar system trip and train Mark 1.
Okay,
Just
so
like-
this is a period, not an event.
Well, it's an event.
So
Like,
it's- well, you're putting it as a period right now.
that's right. I got them backwards.
I mean,
Event.
it's fine if you want to. You can make it an event, like, I don't know, underneath 1, like mankind discovers alien technology, and that could be like the final event in that period, maybe.
I think the period would be like second human renaissance with the creation of new technology. Right after discovering the tech, it would be
It's like
We
the
go from
space
discovering the-
renaissance.
space renaissance. Mean renaissance.
Some of Earth. Two-thirds of Earth. The other third is
Still crazy.
Yeah, that's what I got. Space renaissance.
So the space renaissance is a period of people becoming accustomed to space and traveling in space. Is it like the local space of our solar system, or are we booking it towards the aliens?
I think solar system, starting small, probably maybe Mars colony. Maybe we catch up to the Tesla shot into space, that kind of stuff. You know, we're experimenting. We're still trying to figure out how to use it. We've got our modern tech plus whatever we found on the moon.
Right. And like the moon stuff just like super
Yeah.
boosted us. Okay. I think we should do a light period of Earth integrates with alien civilizations. That doesn't feel like an event. It feels like it would be an entire period to me. Like there's
Yeah.
lots of events that could take place with our interactions. What you got, Brett?
Okay.
There's a lot of light up there.
There is.
We probably need to be invaded by robots
Probably.
or duck people.
Let's see.
I'm kind of stuck on ducks right now. Oh shit! I didn't mean to invade us, but if you want to.
Oops, I caused an invasion.
Let's see.
I keep seeing people play Gloomhaven. Is it new?
There's a
They just did DLC for it.
Okay.
Yeah, I just re-downloaded it last night and started playing again.
like Gloomhaven, but no one wanted to invest in Gloomhaven, and I didn't want to invest in another board game that I can't get people to sit down and play.
Like, I have a whole box of board games that never gonna play.
That's literally my closet. Like, you see, like Marvel, and there's all sorts of like Kickstarter stuff that's behind my wife's wishes. Squish. Plus,
Okay.
Magic and Digimon.
Uh,
First
uh,
Great Conquering.
Yeah, so this that one guy that the one powerful alien
Freezer.
is gonna rise up first. This is the first time he rises up. It's a brief period.
He conquers part of the galaxy.
But yeah, I'm thinking he manages to conquer a pretty good chunk of known space or something. It's a dark period.
We got a good idea now. I got a fun idea.
It's mine, isn't it?
The second great conquering. Two-century war.
So, I'm thinking there's a huge period of time after the Great Conquering where everybody's trying to get resources and they turn to the asteroid belt, and factions keep fighting over trying to the whole conflict is like there's the asteroid belt, we want to mine it, and then factions are all trying to go up and lay claim to it, and people are like fuck you and sabotage and bloodshed, and it goes on for like 200 years of this like constant fighting for resources. Probably more resources were spent fighting for it than actually getting anything out of it, because that's how it goes.
But so they're in a panic because of this dictator this tyrant.
Yeah. Exactly.
Does this tyrant live forever?
Good question.
Possibly.
Or is it a situation where it's always a faceless ruler, and then there's always someone behind the scenes that keeps usurping him? But they take it's the Dread Pirate Roberts, Space Dread Pirate Roberts.
I want to do an event in the asteroid belt bloodbath, and it's the there we go. Is that dark or light?
Okay.
Yeah, no, that's perfect.
They're a force for good-ish, right?
Yeah, but when they're the voice of reason,
Then everyone pulls out their guns and shoots them.
Let's see. Let's see.
Ooh, humanity ends the conquering. Which probably buys them the seat at the table. By the way, this is still the setup phase of the game.
think we'll actually make it to the second phase.
As far as we made it last time.
Right. Let's see.
So then, with that in mind, whatever we get in, whatever events and histories, whatever we finish within the next 10 minutes is going to be the end of the setup phase.
Okay.
So that if we start again, we can dive right into the actual game.
Okay.
So we still have to include everything in the yes and no sections at some point, right?
Yes, but we don't have to do that now.
Oh, okay.
Although using them to inform your decisions would probably be helpful. World building space.
Circus. That's right.
Oh.
I figure after all the conquering, it's time for a little.
Is the space dictator behind the circus, and he's just doing it to like put the people into a false sense of security?
So the Darkmoon Fair is kind of like that. I don't know if you've ever heard like the full Darkmoon Fair backstory. Silas Darkmoon is said to be like an elder, like an old god or servant of the old god, and uses the Darkmoon Fair to kind of like tour around and spy and stuff, and like whole bunch of like like the more you like look into the Darkmoon Fair, the creepier it gets, kind of shit. And I could see that being like, yeah, no, like the circus is always running, but it never changes hands, and yeah, there's new, ringleaders, but no one knows who owns the circus. They just kind of float on through, and everybody's happy.
You know what? The planets they're on are never attacked when they're there.
Everybody has the mutual respect for Grand Circus. It's the greatest show in the universe.
It's the only show in the universe.
There were other smaller circuses that started popping up, but then, black holes and other tragedies occur.
They started mysteriously not showing up to
Their space train somehow derailed into a black hole. They're still in there technically.
Oh, it'll come out someday and we'll be just space pirates. I'm just like, I'm putting in periods of time that I think will be excellent. I'm very interested in Lord Freezer.
Second Grand Conquering.
If there was a first one...
There's a second World War?
Let's see.
Let's see. I'm trying to start thinking of mine.
I've got a lot of darkness going on.
That's...
Well, yeah, space doesn't have much light in it. But dark doesn't have to be like it's always brooding, but it's just a not like not everything is solid.
It's not a great time for humanity.
I am the Lightbringer.
First one. Alright. I'll add a dark one right after this one. This first Waffle House asteroid location was destroyed.
No, it's not my turn. Never mind. Oop.
No, it is.
Oh, it is?
The Waffle House
Yeah.
was just created.
Okay. Like, after the second Conquering, there's enough tech now where it wasn't requiring just people could get their own spaceships, so now they can start conquering. And pirates, and, you know.
There's a lots of space debris to be had.
Yeah. Salvage, spaceships, salvage, and piracy. Because, you know, you don't need a huge ship for that.
We fought back against Lord Freezer.
What is the opposite of a unification? The unification? You know, let's go to diction.
The opposite of unification is division. The Great Division.
The Great Fracturing?
That's good.
Synonyms of antonyms. The Great Dissonance. Ooh. Disjointedness. Unevenness.
The Great Unevenness. Brought on by the tyrant, Lord Freezer.
I like the fracturing. That sounds pretty good.
Let's see.
What happens during the fracturing?
People are less reliant on... I would say less people are reliant on having to be on one planet or one faction because people are able to travel on their own.
Oh, so it takes place at the Great Unconquering.
Yeah, I think that would be the best place for it. Who needs this leader man when I could just get into my my VW bus and we could travel to Woodstock 2099, man. We'll go hear Ziegler and the Beatles. Hollow Beatles.
So, like, all of, not humanity, all of peopledom?
I'd say anybody conquered gets unfucked.
Peoples, like, they just disperse out of the conquered
Yeah.
area. So
Any
it wasn't
aliens
like
brought over into...
So it wasn't like we took back all of the conquered territory. We were just like, nah, we're leaving, bro.
Yeah, just like, what are you gonna do about it? Call the space cops?
They're still recovering from the asteroid belt bloodbath.
Let's see. How about
Did you write something in the Great Unconquering?
No, I'm trying to think of something for the Great Unconquering.
The greater good.
Dark. Ooh. Lord Freezer just started blowing up planets.
Oops.
Oh. So he's like assassinated or something.
I was gonna say the same thing, like do Franz Ferdinand him or something. Just
He discovered he had a brain tumor 3 months ago.
I was thinking that would be dark because it's there's clearly something is still not resolved.
There, even though it's this great unconquering, there's still hints that it hasn't fully been stopped.
Like if the Great Unconquering was started by just like the assassination of the tyrant, and it's like now there's a power vacuum.
Yeah, there's a lot of turmoil from that, rising up from that.
I'll add a light to it.
Let's finish this lap and then we're gonna leave it.
Yep. Okay. Monopolies of rare space metal divided up into new private corporations. Essentially, after the great conquering and everybody's having to funnel it into the empire, that it's like, all right, you know what? We're going to start businesses, and they're going to handle each individual thing, and that's how you get the
And I want to change this because the Conqueror doesn't have to be anything yet. Cool.
That means you got one more, Justin.
Oh, I've got one more. I got
Justin, Brett, you got the last one, and then we're done.
okay.
And then Space World. Need to come up with a space game system. I should have skipped on Dark World and looked for a space system.
So we gotta find. Let's see. Trying to think. Well, this just has to be a period. So.
Or was it my turn?
I got it.
Brett's the last one.
I thought I was going to say relations between aliens and humans gone sexual.
We could call it the Great Divide. This is the This is actually the fracturing. Aliens
Fracturing
and
butthole.
I still want to play that game.
I played a bit of the Stick of Truth, and then I got to a certain boss fight, and I was like, good.
You just like tapped out.
Well, You're shrunken down.
I
Well,
don't want to
well,
know. I honestly
yeah.
don't want to know. It's South Park. The Fracture.
I was trying to spell it funky, but I couldn't come up with a good one. So just spell it the right way.
This is that's the setup. We did it. Yeah, yes. We could play the game proper after this someday.
Cool.
But yeah, that is the beginning of Microscope for your benefit, Brett. It's fun. It's collaborative. It's not actiony because
It makes you think. Like, it's hard that it's fun to have those like side discussions about like where your inspiration is, but like not try to go one for one on things and trying to shut down typical like everybody has teleporters. Like that kind of stuff is fun. I really like that.
Yeah.
I
Yeah, it's
like
fun.
to see good boundaries that make things more interesting.
And then we also came up with the Great Alien Circus, which is fucking hilarious, and probably the best idea is the Space HOA.
I can't wait to run into them.
I'm looking for a space RPG that we can use in this world now.
Starfinder is on Humble Bundle for super cheap digital files.
I have the
It's-
Expanse.
Mm. But if
It's,
we had,
I'm sorry?
I was gonna say Starfinder is like D&D 5th edition
Well,
levels.
that's way
of
too
complexity.
complicated.
Yeah.
The Expanse uses, I forget what it's a common game system. It's just a modification of a common.
Is it like
GURPS?
Fate?
Let's find the book. Hang on.
Is GURPS the child thinking now?
Um, let's see. Age. Adventure game engine.
I'm currently looking at this.
Yeah, GURPS. Generic universal role playing system. Okay.
Cool. Yeah, that might be more suited to the story we have set up than the Expanse, but
Like when I look for a game type in a setting, I'm trying to find monster that we can space because those rules are so light and we can just like we can do whatever we want and I don't have to remember a whole bunch of rules like in D&D.
yeah.
Like I don't want to worry about grappling and throwing and climbing. Like roll a dice, you do it? Yes. Good job.
You did it.
That's
All right.
at least my preference. If someone else would like to run a game using the Expanse or Starfinder, I will relinquish the reins.
I still have to read through this thing before I'm close to.
The Expanse one.
Yeah. I just bought it up because I knew it had some space examples of gameplay in here, but cool.
All right. Take a look. That's all I've got. I want to go to bed because I'm fucking tired.
Yeah,
My
I'm
kids keep
gonna go to
waking up
bed too.
crack acid on.
All right.
All right.
Talk to y'all later.
See y'all next week. Bye.
All right.